The Night of the Great Feasting by Graham Thunstrom. I awoke from my slumber and noticed my blanket covered in drool and my pillow destroyed. I checked my calendar to see if today is the day. It was the day of the Great Feasting, or normally called Halloween. I was excited because it would be my first time at the Great Feasting. I headed to the bathroom to brush my teeth. Since it was a special occasion, I decided to use my favorite toothpaste, which was made with blood. After brushing my teeth, I headed downstairs to go to school. I skipped breakfast because I would be eating a special meal tonight at the Great Feasting with my best friends Stacy and David. When I got to school, I told my other friends that the three of us were going to a remote area in the woods near the school tonight. I told them we were going to have a special feast and tell spooky stories around a campfire, and that they were all invited. They said they would come, so I gave them directions and told them to arrive at about 8 o'clock. As the end of the school day approached, my stomach was already getting impatient. I kept reminding myself that the Great Feasting was almost here. It was only an hour before the feasting, and my inner beast was so hungry I could eat a horse. Soon the time finally arrived, and I was at the feast with all my friends. There were 7 of us together. Stacy, David, and I didn't eat. We told the others that we weren't hungry, and they could eat all they wanted. They ate everything in sight, and by the time they were done eating, they were stuffed full. We sat down around the campfire, and I told them a scary story about a wolf-like monster called a Wegabezra that lure humans into these very woods and devour them. They are 3 times the size of a wolf, with big, razor-sharp teeth, long claws to tear apart a human being, and poisonous spines along their backs and tails. About 2 years ago, 5 high school students went missing, and 3 days later 2 hikers found the bodies, or at least what was left of them. The sheriff and the mayor didn't want anyone to panic, so they kept it secret, but still kept an eye on the woods and anyone who went in. Stacy, David, and I weren't scared, but my other friends were scared to the bone. I asked them if they wanted to see what a Wegabezra looked like. They nodded in agreement. Stacy, David, and I got on our hands and knees, and we started to change into our true forms. We got bigger and started to turn black. Our hands turned into claws, our teeth grew and became razor sharp. We grew tails, and poisonous spines emerged from our backs and tails. Our eyelids snapped open to reveal blood-red, murderous eyes. The group screamed in terror and began to run toward the edge of the woods. We chased after them, and Stacy and David each got one and started to devour them, while I chased the last 2. I suddenly stopped near the edge of the forest and waited, because I knew they had nowhere to go. They had managed to get to the clearing where the mayor and the sheriff were, and shouted that the Wegabezra were after them and had eaten some of their friends, and they needed to warn everybody. The mayor and sheriff grinned at each other, and then the sheriff pulled out his gun and ordered them to go back to the edge of the woods. I licked my lips as I watched my meal tearfully approach. Once they were within a few feet, I opened my mouth wide and pounced. Happy Halloween, everyone.